What is up, YouTube? Jamie the Kid 00 here, coming at you guys with something a little bit special. Now, although a lot of you guys have been asking for my Shaddoll list that I would play with Star Seraph, so I think I'm going to bring you guys a few things all in one with this video. This is the deck profile I would be running, and this is also a shout out at the Brotherhood Open. The Brotherhood Open being a big UK event coming up that I'm actually going to be working the stream for as a guest commentator rather than actually playing in. This will be the the second time I've done this officially and the third time I've ever featured on the stream. And you guys may remember that I did it before on the good Mr. Alinthia Yo's channel alongside Rescue Cat Duelist. I'm going to be doing exactly the same thing again, however this time it is going to be over Twitch, so please do check out some links that are going to be in the description down below to find that Twitch account and watch out for that event because I will be casting that. This is the deck I was going to play for the event, so I have no problem with showing you guys the texts and the choices I was going to play in this, because it's not going to be of any use to me. However, there may be a friend of mine playing this deck for the event, and I will endeavour to have them featured if they do borrow this deck off of me, because as you can see, it's definitely plays a few special options. Anyway, without much further ado, I've shouted out the Brotherhood Open, who are going to be making use of my services. I've shouted out the good Mr. Alinthia Yo, who is going to be hosting the stream, and I think we're about ready to go. So this is going to be my Shaddoll Star Seraph list. It's definitely a bit off the beaten track. It was the list was given to me. The main basis of this was given to me by my good teammate, Mr. Swan. So big shout outs to him for giving me the preliminary kind of idea for this list and the concept of using Ascension Sky Dragon and things like that. And I'm just really quite happy with how this is turning out. So I'm going to go through the list. We're going to start off with a monster lineup of 3 Falco. Falco is very important in this one, of course, for making the 2 level 10s we play as the Synchros in this deck. And it's also just really, really good against the Necros matchup, as Jeff Jones will have said in his recent deck profile, simply because if you're able to swarm the board and put multiple threats on, it really causes a lot of problems for Necros. And of course, Necros is the biggest thing we're expecting going into competitive events, so the 3 Falco were a good choice. I'm playing 2 Hedgehog. I was advised to play 1. I'm still sticking to my guns and playing 2 at the moment, simply because I find myself losing in this deck when I can't find my fusions. It's the main problem. I'm only playing 5 of the fusion spells, and I don't want to bump to the 6 because I'd rather keep Shaddoll monster names in here. So I'd much rather play the Hedgehog than play the 6th fusion spell. But when we go into Nationals format and things like Anomalith come out, I may end up cutting one of these for a Shaddoll Fusion so I can make Lilith, because I don't want to play any water monsters in the main deck because they're just subpar. There's no real good choice. Treeborn Frog is irrelevant in my opinion. So the 2 Hedgehog, Triple Squamata, it's like Upstart Goblin, but it's a Shaddoll name, so I'd rather play this than Upstart, so I don't have room for Upstart, but 3 of this is perfect, so 3 Squamata. It's also an out to the Gin Lock in certain situations, so we want to play this. The 1 Dragon, also an out to the Gin Lock, out to certain back row choices, but again, it's not a card you really need that often, so we're of course only playing the 1, and then playing the 2 Beast. 3 is too many at the moment, 2 is perfect. You just want to be able to ditch this to be able to get a draw if your hand is kind of slow, sending it off of Mathematician, and just generally sending this when you don't have anything better to send. And of course, it's always really good because it does stock up Ascension, so it's just it helps towards that body, I guess. So that's all the Shaddolls I play. I think it's like 10 or 11. I don't care to count it. For the Earth component of this, because we are playing a good Earth component, we're playing the 3 Mathematician and the Peropero. Again, an out to the Gin Lock, something the deck really, really fears, but we do play a lot of outs to it, so we really don't have to worry about it that much. And of course, the Mathematician is just a really, really powerful really powerful opening, especially in tandem with Shadow Games or Crush Card, because you can send the Falco, and those are just really good openings. Of course, it's really good to send the Peropero. It's really good to get you early preliminary draws, because it sends the Beast and gets a draw when it dies itself, so just really, really good. Then for the Seraph engine, I'm still missing a stick, so I'm playing the 3 stick, the 3 chair. I'm getting one sorted out to me soon, though. This is just such a really good engine. You guys should know why it's good, so I'm not really going to go through this, but you'll see that there are a lot of cards in here that complement this engine. I mean, you'll see that I play the 3 Call of the Haunted and the 1 Soul Charge, so this engine is just really, really strong. Continuing with the fairies, this is something quite unique about the list. I'm playing 3 copies of Archlord Kristya. Archlord Kristya is our version of Ginlock in this list. This list can Ginlock quite easily by making this. You can make this in a number of ways, but the main one is you can, if you OE on your first turn, you can make this by like Shaddoll Fusioning, sending a Falco, like even if you have it in hand, like sending Squamata or sending Falco, you Shaddoll Fusion into any Shaddoll monster well, any El Shaddoll monster, and then you summon the Falco back and you tribute them both to the Kristya and add the Fusion back. And the Kristya can be a really good lock. In one of the lists, we are playing Lances, and that's where you would want to OE, because against Necros, if you can go Kristya set Lance, they almost always lose. It's pretty auto-win against that matchup. So we're playing the 3 Kristya for that. Otherwise, it's something that we can call on the Haunted and defusion into. So Kristya is a really good card, a really good card in here, and you almost always have monsters on the field, some of which aren't really that relevant. And Falco can almost always, if it's been set for a turn, set up a free tribute summon for a Kristya. So Kristya is really powerful at the moment, and then the 1 BLS. So I'm really loving that monster lineup. It's so heavy. There's so many monsters, but I'm really loving it. I wouldn't change it. Like maybe I'd cut 1 Kristya. But in all honesty, if you open Kristya and you open Kristya, open a Shaddoll Fusion, and add defusion, you win against Necros. It's just so good. For the spells, they're very simple. I'm playing the 1 Soul Charge. That's the only one of. We don't play Raigeki, Book of Moon, any of that, because we have the monster outs to the Genlock. We have the Peropero Cerberus out. And we play sided outs, but of course I don't include side decks, because you guys know side decks change like the wind, so I'm not going to be including side decks in any of my deck profiles, even though you guys ask. You've got to come up with your own ones. Come on, folks. I'm then playing 2 copies of Defusion. Defusion is really cool in this. It adds to OTK potential, really big. It gets you around just certain targeting effects, of course, and also, as I said before, the main thing is you can go into your construct and then defuse into Kristya, which is really cool. One of my favorite things to do with this is if you, especially against like Burning Abyss and the Mirror, you can go Shaddoll Fusion, send Beast Kristya from the deck, and then attack with a construct for 28. Sorry, remove your opponent's monster if you're able to. Attack for 28, defuse into Beast Kristya for another 6k. Which is really quite nice, and then even so you can like defuse into Beast Kristya simply because it's a Kristya lock, and that's just something I really like doing. I wish I could summarize all the good situations that this card is amazing in, but it just adds to the OTK potential, adds to getting around targeting effects, and adds to getting Kristya onto the field. You can also send your Scepter for the fusion, and then but it's a pretty cool play that you can go normal summon your Scepter, add 1 share, fuse El Shaddoll Fusion into Construct, defusion back out of the Construct, get the Scepter back. The Scepter then triggers again, and then you can make the Scepter play there. If you would be better off making, say, a Diamond than a Construct. So it's just something you can do, which is pretty damn cool. And then of course you've got the Shaddoll effect you're sending as well. So trust me, there's a lot of synergy with this. This is so good. And then playing the double Shaddoll Fusion, I may consider bumping to 3, but at the moment, going into cross Souls format, I'd sooner play 2 of this, 1 Nef Shaddoll Fusion, and then the 3 El Shaddoll Fusion I'm also playing. This card is just ridiculous for your OTK potential. You already know how good this is, the fact that you can set it, fuse in your opponent's turn, it's so versatile. Like, I can't possibly go through all the different kind of combinations of and ways card effects are going to work with this deck, because it's endless. It's such a fun deck to play, in my opinion, because it gives you so many options that I just love this deck to pieces. For the trap lineup, I'm playing the 3 Call of the Haunted. You're going to be using this all over the damn place. Of course, summoning back your Scepters, your Kristyas, your Constructs. There's just so much this card can bring back. It's honestly the best trap in the deck, in my opinion, because it just puts in so much work. So I absolutely love this card. I'm then playing the double... forgot its name because it's not in English. Sinister Shadow Games, the 1 Shaddoll Core and the 1 Crush Card Virus. A lot of people are siding this card now. I honestly just think this card is auto-win, so I'm just going to keep maining it because I'm degenerate. So that is the complete main deck. It's 40 cards exactly because we want to get to our win condition as fast as possible. Right, extra deck. We are playing, of course, the lovely Duelist Kingdom cards because why the hell not? It's just a really nice covering to the extra deck. You know, you enter the extra deck and you just see this. Oh, beautiful. But yeah, those... For the fusions, I'm playing 3 Construct. Just Construct is Construct. If I could play 5, I'd play 5, but you have to play 3. It's just the single best card in this extra deck, honestly. So the 3 Construct, put those over there. Of course, a Light Fairy, so it works well in tandem with the Kristya. 2 Winda, 2 Shekhinaga. Shekhinaga, of course, out to the Trishula. The Winda out to everything else. Like it's the single best card in the Rogue matchup. It's really powerful against Fire Fist from what I've seen. It's just stupidly good, and the fact that you can make this off of El Shaddoll Fusion in chain to some of your opponent's special summons is just really good. This is an instant out to the Seraphs, so you just want to be playing that. And I honestly felt Shekhinaga is so good at the moment, and it kind of works like the extra Construct simply because it's so big. So those are the fusions we play. For the synchros, I'm playing 1 Leo, 1 Ascension Sky Dragon. The Leo is in here because, honestly, if I had 2 Ascension Sky Dragons, I'd play 2, but I only have the 1 at the moment, and I'm probably going to stick to that because it's kind of hard to find, what with it not being released at Euros just yet. So there's not too many of them around. I'm honestly considering playing Arcanite Magician as well, but that's besides the point. At the moment, Ascension Sky Dragon is in here because, honestly, this card steals games. The fact that with this deck you should have a consistent hand size of about 5 or 6 continuously, because of the Seraphs, it's just so good. So you're going to constantly make this on 4,000 or 4,800 or maybe even 5,600 depending on the size of your hand. So it's really strong. Also, when this card dies, you're usually going to be making it with Construct and Falco. When this dies, it gets back the materials you used. So it will bring back the Construct and the Falco, both of which have their effects negated. But that doesn't mean their effects in grave won't trigger. It means that if your Falco is destroyed or sent to the graveyard by any kind of card effect, it will then trigger as normal, and so will the Construct. So when you sync with this, you get to add back anyway, and then when the Construct dies again, you get to add again. So you're already making a really big beta that when it dies, regenerates a 28 beta, that when that card dies, gets you more advantage. So this card is really good in the stack. Like, I honestly wouldn't cut this unless I was given a very good reason to do so. So 1 Ascension Sky Dragon, continuing with the prize cards I play, of course, the 106 Giant Hand. This is more in here for the sake of it, in all honesty. I'll be honest with you guys. It's more in here for the sake of it, but it is also an effect-based out to certain things. I honestly don't mind what rank 4s I play, and I'd rather play this because I really like it as a card. I really like the way it interacts with the game at the moment, so it's just a card I'm playing. Playing the 1 E-Knight because options and just blowing up the board, so why would we not play this card just because it's really strong. At the moment I'm playing a Castell. This Castell is either going to be Arcanite Magician or it's going to be Laval Chain. I haven't decided just yet, and I'm still, honestly, I'm having a hard time deliberating between Laval Chain and Arcanite Magician. Laval Chain, of course, gives us the option to make the BLS play. Of course, you can stack the BLS, El Shaddoll Fusion or Shaddoll Fusion by sending Beast, get the draw into the BLS, summon the BLS. It's that simple. But of course, Arcanite Magician, I've actually been going into a lot. It gives me a lot of removal utilities, so I'm still deciding. Then for the triple rank 4s, I'm playing the 1 Ouroboros and the 1 Deltaros. I honestly feel like having these both is really solid. The Ouroboros gives you some removal options that Deltaros simply doesn't. So I'm really quite liking this at the moment. And then the last Xyz monster I'm playing is the 1 Satellarknight Constellar Diamond, because it's really good in the Burning Abyss matchup and the mirror match. So we should play it. If you can make it, you should make it. So why the hell not? And then for the rest of the deck, I'm playing these tokens because the World Championship tokens are beautiful. These tokens because they're awesome. This token because cool. And then Giant Hand token because Giant Hand. So yeah, that brings me to about the end of this one. I'm just going to be cheesy and bung these 2 out here because they're really nice. And they're honestly huge components of the deck, especially this guy. But yeah, that brings me to about the end of this one. I hope you guys have enjoyed. I honestly am having a huge amount of fun with this deck, and if I can, I'm going to start recording. I'm going to take this tripod with me and try and record you some duels from the Brotherhood, because I honestly really want to show you guys this deck in action, because it's really quite interesting. But otherwise, that brings me to about the end of this one. Please feel free to leave a like if you've enjoyed. Feel free to subscribe if you want to see more of the same. Share this with your friends if you think they would benefit from it. I honestly think this is one of the more creative and more interesting Shaddoll lists going around, so I definitely think this is worth sharing, and I'd love to see this kind of get some coverage out there. And if you have any questions or anything else you want to say about the list, please feel free to pop them down in the comment section below. I know that some of you will actually question the way this list works, and if you want to question any of the consistency issues, I'll be happy to answer any of your queries, because I've honestly found this really consistent, and just the draw power is insane. So if you've got anything you want to ask, bung it down below. As per usual, show me your enjoyment as best you can. You know, trolls beware and things like that. And I hope to see you guys soon on the next video. This is Jamie the Kid 00, and I'll see you guys next time with some more Yu-Gi-Oh! Related content, and I'll see you guys at the Brotherhood Open. Peace out. Bye-bye.